Hello, Light of Darkness, this is Iduros. This is a quick tutorial on how to do videos of your screen for screen capturing purposes and this kind of thing. Like I just got through posting this video on how to do a UI interface customization. And so that's what this is going to be about. There are a bunch of programs out there that cost money. Usually they're somewhere in the mid 30s to high 30s, like Fraps is a common one, and there are other ones. But I was going to introduce you to one called Open Broadcast Software. Being open, it is open source, meaning that it is free and customizable. So you just go to Google, type in Open Broadcast Software, you click on here, or you can click the download. It will come up and you'll have some different choices here. I usually go with the stable versions, and you click it, download it, and once it's installed, it is going to pop up a screen that looks, whoops, nope, that's my capture right now, even as I'm talking to you. So I'm going to have to open up a separate instance of it. Where is it? There it is. So this is the new one that I'm doing here for you guys. So we're gonna basically screen capture two things at once, which is gonna be oh so fun. So this is when it first comes up. This is how it looks. The first thing you're gonna want to do is right-click in here to add a scene. Just give it a name. I don't care what it is. And then you can go down here, right-click again, go to Add Window Capture, which is whatever you currently have on screen. Monitor Capture, whatever you have on the monitor. I usually find, you see, like you can do game capture and this kind of thing too, but as a general rule, I find that Monitor Capture works perfectly fine. You just click on that. You go in here and you can add, adjust your settings or whatever based on your resolution, which I'm not going to really bother to do right now. But then you hit Preview, and you're going to see this kind of thing. Now, of course, I'm actually screen capturing two things at once right now, so it is extremely, hard on the computer right now, so hopefully there won't be any drop frames. But I love this Alienware machine. But anyway, so I'm going to stop previewing right now, and so that way it goes back to normal. A couple of things you're going to want to do. Go into Settings here, and you're going to want to look at your video mode. This is the current resolution of my screen based on my video card. And you will also want to make sure you look at your audio. By default, if you have a headset plugged in like I currently do, it's using that sound. If I go over to the game down here, you're going to hear that sound as well. Aha! This is something I should probably go over too as part of this as well. But anyway, you're hearing currently the sounds of Star Wars playing in the background here. I'm going to go back over here to this screen so that you can see. If I start messing with this here, like what you hear, you're not going to hear your own microphone. It's not going to record that. If you just do microphone, it's just going to record your microphone itself and not in-game. If you do default, it should hear everything that is currently turned on in your computer sound interface, which is located. If you go over here, go to Computer. Wait a minute, where am I going here? Wrong thing. Go to here, go to Control Panel, and it would be under Sound. Another way to get to there is if you look right down here, it's going to be in here. You can click on Mixer there, and that will bring up certain things. Booyah, right there. Now you can set keyboard shortcuts to mute and unmute and do things like that. Here's the advanced. There's some different things you can do right here. One thing I do want to point out to you though is if you are going to be doing a lot of streaming, you're going to want to make sure you disable arrow right there. That can just drag you down here in your frames per second. You don't want that to happen. Under general, you don't need to mess with anything, but here's something interesting also. In coding, you want to probably go with a constant bit rate, and I usually put it to around 2500. That seems to be a pretty good setting right there. Broadcast settings, you can go in here and do a live stream if you want to set it up for your YouTube or something like that, or you can do file input only, which is what I'm currently set to right now. I'm just capturing to a folder on my desktop that I'm calling Capture. So if you want to click Apply and save, hopefully you'll understand all this. I'm not going to bother to do to slow down because you can always go back and watch that again and have all the good fun with that. Currently, my recording, where is it? There it is. This is what we're currently recording. So this is even as we speak, it's recording, and it's recording at about this rate, which is over 2500. It has 0 drop frames, 30 frames per second. As soon as you start going into your game, you're going to start to see some interface stuff. let's see here. What is my frames per second right now? Which is located right down here. You can get to it by hitting Control Shift F, and it toggles on and off down here. Currently, it's sitting with screen capturing around 44, 49, 47, and popping around here. I'm going to get rid of it. But this is how you can capture your screen. One resolution setting you can, I don't know if this is going to mess it up. If you want to actually force it to do a different resolution, you can downscale it, or like currently this is slightly over 720. So if I upload this, it'll be 1080p. That would be awesome. So it's going to be the best quality. You're going to see at the exact resolution that I'm recording it at right here on my screen. You can see guild chats going and hopping. Now, real quick, I'm going to show you this also. If you notice here, I'm in the game, and then I suddenly pop over here to another window. I can pop over here, scroll down here, look at the guild website if I want to, click on whatever I want to, and go into that. And then if I want to pop right back into the game, you can see I'm able to do that. That's because if you go over here, oops, wait a minute, that's the wrong thing. Click right here, go down to your preferences, and then when you go to graphics, you'll see this right here, full screen or full screen mirrored. By default, it goes to full screen, which means that this thing creeps along and it loads up this screen. I'm going to pause it for a second. Okay, so the screen just came up here. Now if I click OK, you're going to see I'm still in the game. It looks all nice, and it has not affected my frames per second at all. The reason why it seems higher is because I wasn't looking at anything. And that can go away. Now watch this. If I go over here to the guild website and I try to go back in game, now it has to go through the whole loading procedure again. It's got to bring up this screen every single time you go out, every single time you come back in. And there's like, what, 8-10 seconds lost, and you don't want to have to deal with that every time. So you hit your escape button or click on the gear right there. Go to Preferences, Graphics, go to Full Screen, Windowed, hit Apply, and it's going to load up. Now, once it does this, it's the same as when you first do your login screen and load up into the game. It comes straight up, and you should be good to go. It doesn't affect your frames per second. If it does, it will only affect it in a very minor way. I keep my settings and say OK, and now I can jump back out here to this, go back in game, and it is not going to take forever to load up again. So pop out real quick while you're waiting for a PvP match to start or something like that, a Warzone, and you can have yourself some fun doing that. Using this open broadcast software, you're able to come up with a whole bunch of really cool videos, and by pressing Alt-Z, you get rid of your interface so that you can actually go interface free and go and take some really cool videos of you riding around or doing whatever you want to do. For example, here's a video that I really like to show. So I hope this kind of sets things up for you and helps you to understand this particular software. It is free. It's called Open Broadcaster Software, and it's great. This is what I use, and hope that you enjoy it. Feel free to ask me any questions in chat or through Glabber. My name is Zyderos. Thanks.